Hear me though. Like, I may be the villain in your story for letting go, for choosing me, for not accepting, the things that you were giving me anymore because it no longer equated up to my worth. But I became the hero in my story. Oh, in my story, baby, I was saved. Do you hear me? Saved from a disastrous ruin. And I think I like that story better.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, Transform and Talk with Tanisha. It is a pleasure to have you. Over here, we believe in total transformation in every area of our lives. We aim to become the best version of ourselves while not settling for less. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guess what, y'all? Today we will be talking about becoming a villain. That's right. Being the villain in your story, her story, his story, they story. Baby, we becoming a villain, okay?
Yeah. You know what? Hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay, y'all, follow me now, all right? We all have to get to a point in life where we just don't care about being who people think we should be. Choosing our own health and happiness over trying to people please is the move, okay? Don't ever place your value or essence in the hands of another. People will mishandle you and blame you for it, okay? Do you hear me? People will mishandle us. So being a villain is not about carelessness or having a lack of love or behaving as a troublemaker or operating as a mess starter. None of that. Becoming a villain is simply you deciding to be true to your authentic self while refusing to partake in propaganda and denying the role people want to have you operating in, denying the role people want you to play, denying the script that people are trying to give you to live out. It's about having a backbone, saying no, saying things with your chest, and sticking to your boundaries. It's about going against all odds, calling people out on their mess, and being bold, standing up for yourself and others for that matter. It's really about ruffling a few feathers here and there. From time to time, we have to do that. And guess what? It is okay. And we do this out of the goodness of our heart, not because we're trying to be evil or vindictive or malicious. It's because we simply want to operate in peace and we want to stand up for what is right. All right. It is really time out for us accepting certain behavior from people. We have to begin confronting what is not right and be okay with the fact that folks are not going to like us, nor are they going to want to receive this villain version of you. This world is cutthroat, y'all. We cannot be punks out here. We cannot walk around all scary and timid. No, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. We have to be brave. So we need to speak up when we need to. We need to show up unapologetically us. We need to walk in peace and love with a sound mind. Baby, know who you are, okay? Don't y'all know that Jesus was a type of villain to them Pharisees? Jesus was out here shaking the tables and ruffling feathers, okay? He was making folks real uncomfortable, and that's how we got to get. But that is a whole nother video for another time. And plus, y'all ain't ready for that. I just feel like saying that. But okay, y'all, I hope y'all really heard me and listened to me. It is time to move on. But like I said, don't forget who you are. Know who you are. Walk in that thing unapologetically yourself, okay? All right. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, prayers and blessings. Peace out.
Be the villain. Be the villain. If you standing up for yourself makes you the villain, okay. If you saying that, hey, I cannot accept this kind of behavior or this kind of treatment makes you the villain, okay. If you just saying no makes you the villain, okay. Be the villain. It's okay. You will survive.
Oh, people don't like you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they hate me. Oh my gosh, they're talking about me. Oh my gosh. So what? So what? Live your life. Forgive and forget, okay? Forget them and the problem all together. Put them all in one, throw it away. Forgive and forget, okay?
Listen, sometimes it's okay to be the villain in the made-up story that these people got going on in their mind. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm okay. I'm okay that in your story, I'm the villain. Because you the clown in mine. A whole clown.
If you stop being the villain in their story, their whole world gonna fall apart. They need you to be the villain and help them sleep at night. It keeps them from facing who they really is. Because if they ever had to face the truth that you was solid, that you was kind, and that you loved them when you shouldn't have, then they would have to admit that they was the problem. And that's too heavy for people who live off blame. So what they do, they rewrite the story. They make you out to be the one who did them wrong just so they can feel like they right. The lies that they tell themselves, the lies that they tell other people, it keeps them breathing. It keeps them living. Because to tell the truth will have to unravel so much shit. You know how long they've been lying on you? You know how long the illusion been upheld that you are the villain in their story? Let them have that illusion though. But I'm gonna tell you something, let them keep that for the rest of their life. When shit get good for you, don't let them come back. 10 years you've been the villain in their story. When all you wanted was understanding, when all you wanted was clarity, get along cordially. Motherfuckers ain't want that. They ain't want peace. They wanted nothing but smoke. Let them live in that reality. Let them have it. Don't try to prove yourself. The more you try to prove yourself, the more you give them ammunition to go against you, to attack you. People can't see past their level of growth, past their level of emotional maturity. If they are stunted, they're just not going to be able to see where you coming from. You offering peace, when you offering an olive branch, it's not going to feel like peace to them. It's going to feel like an attack. Peace to certain people feels like an attack. So just go on about your business. Let them have it. Wish them the best. Wish them the best from afar and move on with your life.
I will forever be the villain, the problem, the weirdo, if that means I'm not letting people disrespect me. Like, I don't care. I will be that in your life. I don't care. Like, you're not gonna disrespect me.
You have to radically accept that you are the villain in somebody's story. And it's not necessarily saying that you are a villain. You just have to understand that you cannot change somebody's perception about you. Whenever somebody villainizes you, it's a lot easier to villainize you because they're putting all their lack of accountability, everything that they did not do to do right by y'all. They are then going to instead blame you for everything, call you the villain, call you out your name, be disrespectful, talk about you behind your back, be fake, be the polar opposite of who they were when you first met them because it suits their narrative. Whenever there's somebody who lacks integrity, malice, whenever you're somebody of that disposition, you operate from that disposition, meaning that you act the way that you treat others. You act the way that you essentially feel internally that you should be treated. And unfortunately, a lot of these people who villainize you, they'll never take accountability and they'll quite literally drown themselves in their own stupidity, honestly, in their own immaturity. But I feel like there's a great power in being the villain in somebody's story because if you know you're a super empathetic person, you're somebody who's not of that disposition, you will then do more than I guess you can say, do more of the contrary of what they say that you are to prove to yourself that you're really not like that. And honestly, I think that's where the greatest power is. So just remember, it's okay to be the villain in their story, but it's their story, not the story. Remember that. Love you guys. Bye.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but become okay with being the villain in someone else's story, even if you weren't. Never forget that people will turn you into whatever it is that they need you to be, so that their internal narrative can make sense to them. So stop trying to control the narrative and let people say whatever it is that they want to say about you, because some people will make you the bad guy so that they can feel better about how they treated you. The sooner you become okay with that, the more at peace you'll be. Because at the end of the day, the truth about you will always remain the truth about you.
I love being the bad guy in the bully story. Yes. Please keep telling them that I was a bad guy. Absolutely. Because you should have left me alone. You was antagonizing me. You was poking a bear. You was bullying me. Well, you thought you was bullying me. You thought you could bully me. And then I showed you that you couldn't. You can't bully me or anybody around me. So if I gotta be the bad guy in the bully story, sign me up. I'll audition, even.
You have become the villain in somebody's story because you stopped people pleasing. You stopped kissing ass. You decided this go round, I'ma choose me. And once you made that decision, now you the problem. Now you're the issue. See, the crazy thing is they're not going to tell the part of the story where you showed up for them every single time, where you tolerated all of their bullshit time and time again, where you chose them over yourself and you sacrificed so much of yourself just so that they could be comfortable. They're not going to tell that part of the story because now you're the villain. Guess what? You are not here to be the hero in a story that keeps killing you. You're not here to keep on choosing chaos over your peace. You're not here to convince anyone of your worth by doing what they want you to do all the time. That's not why you're here. So if you have to be the villain in somebody's story because you chose yourself, then you better wear that motherfucking cape and you better wear it well. Do you hear me? You're not dimming your light no more so that people will feel comfortable. You're not shrinking so that you can be liked. And you're not folding so that people can accept you. That era is done. So go ahead and be the villain. It's okay. Go ahead and be the villain because that means that you're the one who broke the pattern. You're the one who said, I'm going to choose my peace over this motherfucking chaos. I'm going to choose me over that. So that's fine because your real freedom is going to start when you stop explaining your worth to people and you start walking and talking and breathing and sitting like you know who the hell you are.
It's cool. I'll take the blame. I'll be the villain in your story. Ain't no problem. You can put it all off on me. I ain't even mad at you. It's all my fault.
I'll be the villain in somebody else's story to make sure I'm the hero in mine. Because there's places that I want to go. There's things that I want to eat. I want to keep a six-pack. I'm trying to develop in my career. I want to make some more money. But I don't think that I'll ever be able to take those elongated strides in those directions if every move I make and every decision that I make is based off of how other people will feel. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not really getting me to where I need to get. You feel me? So I'm cool with being the villain with people who don't really understand my mission. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand the mission, if you don't see the vision, of course you're going to label me as the villain or the bad guy. But in my life and in my perspective and with my goals and my future in mind, I ain't going to lie, I'm going to do what's best for me. And that's just where I'm at.
And just so you know, in order to stand on them boundaries that you set for yourself, you're going to have to be okay with being the villain in them people's story. You're going to have to be okay with them talking bad about you behind your back, saying that you change, saying that you think you're too good for stuff now, all that. Sometimes you have to be mislabeled as a problem in order to get shit done. Hope that helps.
Friend, come and let me talk to you right quick. I don't care about being the villain in nobody's story. You can say what you want to say about me. You can paint whatever picture you want to paint about me. Because one thing I've learned, there's always three sides to every story. His, hers, and the truth. If I acted some type of way or out of character, tell them why. What did you do to make me do that? And if you can't do that, then you're not keeping it real. So I don't care about being the villain in your story. Because one thing about me, everything I do, I move with intention. So if I did it, it was a reason behind why I did it. And I don't care to tell. I don't care to tell that part. Believe what you want to believe. Feel what you want to feel. Say what you want to say. If you picked a side to a story that you weren't even there for, stay over there. You can't come back over here. This day and time that we live in, people will try to make another person look bad to make them look better. But guess what? It don't matter what you try to do to make yourself look good. The truth always comes out in the end. And the other person ain't even got to say nothing. I don't got to say nothing. You don't got to say nothing. He don't got to say nothing. She don't got to say nothing. Keep moving in silence and keep glowing up and keep growing up. Like, grow up. This life, this world we already living in, baby, take accountability for what you did, what you said, how you moved. And if you can't do that, then we can't even sit at the same table. So with that being said, make me the villain, baby. I don't care.
To someone out there, you're the villain. It doesn't matter how kind you were, how pure your intentions were, how hard you tried to explain yourself. In their version of the story, you broke something, you walked away too soon, you said what no one else had the courage to. So here's the truth no one likes to admit. Being misunderstood is part of being bold. And if they're going to call you the villain anyway, at least be a memorable one. One that shook things up, one that told the truth when it was easier to stay silent, one that chose evolution over approval, Don't waste time trying to edit yourself to fit someone else's comfort. Greatness doesn't ask for permission, and it sure as hell doesn't apologize for having a spine. So go ahead, play your role, not out of spite, but out of clarity, because history will always have two sides. And on yours, you weren't the villain. You were just the one who finally said enough.
Y'all, the moment I learned that people will literally make you the villain because they can't use you anymore. People will make you the villain when you no longer allow yourself to be a doorstep, a fucking rug under their feet for them anymore. That's when I stopped giving a fuck, because you can come through for a person for years and years and years, and eventually they'll feel entitled to your help. They'll feel entitled to your energy. They'll feel entitled to you coming whenever they call. So when you finally get a life of your own, when you finally become your own person and you want to invest your energy into your life instead of everybody else's, they make you out to be the villain because they never thought that they would live a life or be in a space where they can't just call and you come anymore. Sometimes people will grow an unhealthy dependence on you, your usefulness, your presence, period, to a point where they feel like they're literally being threatened, or somehow you're betraying them by focusing on yourself and developing yourself, having a life of your own, like I said. And anybody that makes you feel like you're doing something wrong or bad for investing in yourself, protecting yourself, having boundaries, becoming serious about yourself, that should show you that they weren't going to be good to you in the long run anyway. They weren't going to be a good friend, a good partner, a good family member, a good coworker anyway. The only importance you had in their life was being useful.
I'll be the villain in your story because I have so much peace without you in mine, okay? If I choose to distance myself from you, it's because you did something to make me need to disappear. If I distance myself from you, it's because I'm doing what's best for me. You did something that made me need to just go and disappear and protect my peace, and if that makes me the villain, then I will be the villain. I'm happy that you're not in my life anymore, okay? And, if that makes me the bad guy, then I'm the bad guy. I will be the bad guy. I will be that, okay? But I have to do what's best for me at the end of the day.
I don't know who need to hear this, but can I be real with you for a minute? At some point in your life, you won't be the villain in somebody's story. And not because you're evil, but because you chose yourself in a moment where they wanted you to choose them. You set a boundary, they called it disrespect. You outgrew them, they said you acting different. You healed, they called it selfish. You walked away, they called it betrayal. Everybody wants you to be honest until your honesty doesn't benefit them. Everybody wants you to be loyal until your loyalty requires you to stay in places that are damaging you. The truth is, some people only love the version of you that doesn't inconvenience them. And the moment you change that version, you become the bad guy. But hear me out though. Being the villain in someone's narrative doesn't make you wrong. It makes you human. Because growth has a cost. Healing has a cost. Protecting your peace has a cost. And sometimes that cost is someone else misunderstanding your intention. You're not responsible for the story they tell about you. You're only responsible for the life you build for yourself. So if choosing yourself makes you a villain, wear it. Because the people meant for you will see the truth. And the ones who don't were never meant to stay anyway. You can be a good person and still be a villain in someone's healing journey. Growth has casualties. Somebody got to.
You have to be okay and make peace with the fact that you will be the villain in someone's story, especially when it involves somebody who has done something hurtful or dishonest or betrayed you in some type of way, and you finally set a boundary and stuck up for yourself and removed your energy. They don't like that. They don't like that they can no longer manipulate you and keep you in this state of confusion and illusion. They don't like that. They don't have free access to you the way that they used to. They were dependent on your energy, and they try to make you feel small and make you feel like you actually needed them, but in all reality, they needed you. And the second that you realize your worth and you realize that you were the one that was that brought it all together, you were the fucking glue, and you remove yourself, now you're the bad guy. because they're spiraling. It's okay. You're not going to make everybody happy, but protect your peace at all costs.
Be okay being the villain in somebody's story. Like, let them paint you out to be the biggest villain, the biggest op in their life. Because honestly, they know you did them right, and they don't want to own up and take accountability for their own actions. So it's easier for them to paint you out to be the villain. So let them paint you out to be the villain. I'm like, at least I'm real cute. Cute little villain. But anyways, remember, karma's a bitch. What goes around comes around. And the Lord will show you why it all didn't work out right in front of your own eyes. So be okay being a villain in somebody else's story.
Listen, one thing about a solid person, they don't mind being the villain in your story. I'm going to say that again. One thing about a solid person, a person that just know they've been solid. They know they done kept it 100 with you. They know they done stuck by your side through thick and thin. They done been there when nobody else was, baby. They don't care about being the villain in your story. They actually want you to tell that story because you know what? Because one thing about God, he reveals the truth, right? So if God reveals the truth, that means your story, the story that you out telling, eventually the truth gonna reveal itself. Eventually people gonna see you for the manipulator and liar that you really are. I'm telling you. So don't worry about being the villain in people's stories when you know you've been the superhero. Don't worry about the story that they tell. Don't worry about being the villain, baby, when you know the truth. You ain't gotta worry about it. When you know the truth and God knows the truth, don't worry about being the villain in their story. Let them people tell it how they want to.
I don't care about being the villain in anybody's story. I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, God saw everything. God saw everything that happened. Steam it all out of you. Bring it up to anybody you know. She's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. She ain't shit, she ain't this. Get it out of your system. I don't care. I'll be the villain. Because at the end of the day, God saw everything. And I'm going to let him handle it. He handles it every single time. It never fails. It never fails. He never fails. So at the end of the day, I'll be the villain. I don't care. Because he sees
Don't nobody badmouth you more than a person who did you wrong and all you did was remove access to you. That's how I know some of y'all be so used to people that put up with y'all behavior. Because to think that you're entitled to someone's presence no matter what it is that you've done to them is pure arrogance. And to move like somebody did you wrong for removing themselves is insane. But this is a coping method for fucked up people. They would rather much feel like they losing someone bad that did something wrong to them than someone good. This is why they start painting you as the bad person when you leave and start trying to find wrong things about you to run with. Because if they don't paint you as the bad person, they have to come to reality and take accountability for the fucked up person that they was to somebody that was good to them. That's why I'm cool with being a villain in your story.
Let 2026 be your villain era. You've been playing too nice. No, for real, girlfriend. You've been playing way too damn nice. Letting them people get chance after chance. Showing up, even though they don't show up for you. You know, making excuses. Being too understanding. Make this year your villain era. Like, for real. Like, a hard-head make a soft ass. And you already explained to them what needed to happen, what you needed. You already told them what was required in order to stay in your good graces. And they still just was doing their own thing. They did what made more sense to them or what they felt was more urgent to them, right? So, let 2026 be your villain era. Fuck them.
Nobody can tell me that God is not patient.